welcome to Life with Jane. I'm sitting on the settee today with my little dog who is looking at me going like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? So you might get to see her a little bit more because she might actually come and lie down, but who knows, she has a life of her own. So she's looking at me, but she's not looking at the camera. So as I say, she might pop her head in a little bit and just come forward. So come here a little bit. Let's see if we can let's see if we can see you. You're not going to come here unless you want to, are you? Come here, come over here. What's this, Lulu? Come over here. Look at, there we go. Here, look. There. Now I'm going to lie down now. You're going to have a little look and see. Look, who's that? There. They can all see you now. Right, so she'll just lie down and be quiet in a minute, or she might just walk off. But welcome to this week's weekly vlog, telling you what's coming this week, telling you what I've been up to, a few little thoughts that I've thought about, because as I keep saying, we are part of a community. And one of the nice things about a community is that everybody can share and comment and give me their opinions on different things, which I think is really nice. And I really love the fact that, you know, I'm getting all my regulars who always comment, but I'm getting a few new people, which is lovely. So if you are new, welcome and a hello. And like I always say, sorry, I've just seen a bird in the garden. Like I always say, if you want to subscribe, please do so. And my little dog's saying yes, please subscribe as well. If you want to subscribe, please do so. It doesn't cost anything. It helps my channel out, which is good because it helps me growing, helps me get noticed. There's all sorts of things on YouTube like algorithms and things which I don't really bother with much, and I don't really sort of, you know, I just do it because I enjoy doing it. It gives me something to do. I've always said in life, my late uncle always had 2 words of advice, and I try and give it to everybody. So the first is to keep your mind as active as you can, and the second is to keep your body as active as you can. And if you manage to keep both of those together, you will then lead a long and happy life. In most cases, it doesn't always happen, but I found that doing my YouTube videos and channel keeps my mind active, my body active. I have my little dog, and we walk together every single day. So every morning, as you know, I've done some sunrises in my shorts. It's all right, the birds are, she's looking out in the garden now because you can see the birds. It's lovely to be able to go out and walk and exercise. And when you have a dog, you have to do that every single day. Doesn't matter whether it's raining, doesn't matter whether it's sunny, doesn't matter whether it's snowing, whatever the weather, you just put your clothes on and you have to take them out for exercise. So she gets a good walk every single day. I tend to walk her first thing in the morning because it's quieter then. And also there are people up there that I know that are dog walkers. So we tend to all walk at the same time, which is quite nice. And I can give her a good half hour to 45 minutes walk every morning. And that's good. She enjoys that. As you can see, she's getting older now. She is now, she's 9. And was a little rescue. So I got her when she was 7 months old. I've always had rescue animals. So all my dogs have been rescued, bar one. And because I live literally backing onto this amazing space to walk, it makes sense to have an animal. Will I get another one after her? Will I get another rescue? I don't know. I don't know. I always think as you get older, it's more difficult because particularly if you're on your own, you then have what happens if I get unwell, what happens if I have to go into hospital. I then have to rely on family to look after her, and you know that's an issue in itself because you know some of my family They have other animals, so they have cats and things which don't like dogs, and my dog's not exactly keen on a cat, so it's more difficult. I'm fine, I'm healthy, I'm fit, touch wood, but who knows what's got to happen as I get older. You know, I'm in my mid-60s now, so what happens when I'm in, you know, hopefully she will go until I'm in my early 70s, and then I'll have to decide. She's an absolute gem, she really is. She's as good as gold. I have no issues or problems with her. You know, she'll sit quietly like this with me the whole time, and she's just adorable. Well, I think she is. You know, she's just one of those animals who is who's just as good as gold. I've been lucky with all of my animals. I do tend to train them and make sure that they will sit quietly and behave themselves. But you know, you don't always get that. And even being all rescues, you know, most of them, they just want a loving home. So, you know, if you're looking for getting yourself an animal, it is like having a small child. You know, I haven't been away abroad on holiday for 9 years since I had her, and you know, I wouldn't put her in kennels purely because she was a rescue, so I wouldn't want to put her in kennels. I don't think it's fair on her, but it's one of those things, isn't it? If you're looking to get a dog, look at getting a rescue. There are so many rescue centres about throughout the world, wherever you are, and if you have the chance to give an animal a home, they are, you know, they're as lovely and as friendly, and they just need love, and all dogs are like that. So anyway, that's me sitting on the settee with my little dog, and as I say, you get to hear her all the time. Yes, she'll bark if somebody comes to the front door, if somebody walks up the front. I'm in the back at the moment, but if she goes into the front room and is looking out of the window and somebody's walking up the road, then she'll bark. Or if next door takes their dogs out, she will. So yeah, she can have a little bark sometimes, but that's a dog. So anyway, I'm looking at my notes here. What's coming up this week? We've got some card making on Wednesday. So all you crafters out there, we've got a card making, and I'm doing something with paper napkins. I'm sure you know a lot about paper napkins. I was very lucky. One of my dear subscribers, Tanya, gave me a wonderful Christmas box, and in that Christmas box was some napkins. So I'm going to use one of those for a little craft project and make a card. So I thought that would be quite fun. Foodie Friday this week is quite an interesting one. So it is using one item and doing two things, a sweet and a savoury, with this one item. I'm not going to give any more away because otherwise, you know, I'm just trying to give you an insight into watching on Friday. But it's two recipes, a sweet recipe and a savoury recipe. Don't go licking me. A sweet recipe and a savoury recipe out of just one item. And it's a very simple. I try and keep things simple. I'm not going to do complicated. Well, I might do. But most of my recipes at the moment will be fairly straightforward and simple, with easy to come by ingredients that we all can get relatively cheaply, because we're January, we're the beginning of the year, and everybody is trying to sort of tighten their belts just a little bit. So now, what was the next thing? This last week it has been very dull and gloomy. So what do they say about dull and gloomy? No sunrises. Literally every single morning it has been 2-3 degrees, so not freezing, but just the whole day has been grey. There's been no sunshine at all, which isn't very nice. I like it when I don't mind it cold and crisp if the sun's out, because the sun makes it beautiful. Whereas I don't like it when it's just damp and dark and just gloomy, you know, no sun at all. And they always say that, you know, you need the sunshine for the vitamin D, and people suffer from what they call SAD, which is a lack of sunlight in the winter. So it can make people sort of, you know, a bit down and a bit miserable sometimes. I'm lucky because I go out every single day. That's my exercise, that's my keeping your body active. Yes, I walk the dog, but I tend to have a walk every day as well, because if you sit, then it's not as good for you. What else was I going to do? Oh, how do you all stay warm in the winter? Now, I know it's quite funny because I've got some subscribers who are across the other side of the world in Australia, and it's like 40 degrees and it's really, really hot. So, that doesn't make much difference to you, but you could comment and say how you stay cool. But how do I stay warm? I put layers on. So I've got a jumper on, I've got a t-shirt on, and then I've got a little vest on underneath as well. So I tend to put layers on, and if you put 2 or 3 layers on, the warmth gets trapped between it and it keeps you warmer. I do have my heating on, I'm very lucky. I'm able to afford to keep my heating on reasonably well. I don't keep it on all day because I don't feel that I need it on all day. I have it on for a few hours in the morning, and then it comes on about 4 o'clock or so in the evening, as soon as it starts getting dark. So it'll be coming on later as it gets lighter, and then it stays on till about 9:30 because I go to bed at about 11 o'clock. So it's on for a few hours a day, and it's enough to take the chill off. I have big thick curtains, so I have curtains against all of the doors and windows and things. I have a hallway which has 2 doors, one at either end, and I have big curtains on each one of those that I draw. And I also have a door curtain on the hallway that comes into the rest of the house. There's a little inner hall, and I have a big curtain on there. The curtain makes a huge amount of difference. It really does. It keeps that warmth in, which is lovely. I also have bolsters. So door bolsters, and I made them. They're not. In fact, I'll show you one. I've literally got them at the door. So I can probably, in fact, I can turn you round, can't I? Let me just. Can I turn you round on here? Let's have a look and see. Maybe not. Maybe not. Right, I'm going to get them. Bear with me a second. She's sitting there going, what are you doing on there? Right, that, and I've just put in felt home on it. So literally it was just some fabric, rolled it up, and I've stuffed it with an old cushion filling. And that then goes in front of the bottom of the door. And again, that will keep the warmth in. It's all about, and it depends on the age of your property as well. So my house is 1905, it was built. So it's an old, solid, there's no cavity walls, solid walled, old working man's cottage, which was, they built half a dozen of them halfway up my road before any of the other houses were built. And they were for the people that worked in the park, and it was their little working cottages. So they're literally just 2 up, 2 down. I've put an extension on the back, so I have a front room at the front, or a living room or a sitting room, and then I have, where I'm sitting now, I have a room on the back, which is used to be called the family room, and I still call it the family room. It has my dining table, it has my craft area, and obviously I sit out here as well in the summer. I sit in the front room in the winter because I have my wood burner. So I have all of those things, which is, makes it nice. So being a 1905 property, it means that it doesn't have the best insulation, it doesn't have the best of all sorts of things. So you have to try and make the place warm. Yes, you've got the heating on, but you get drafts. So an older property, it doesn't matter what you do, you tend to get little drafts and things on there. So, I make sure that I've got, draft excluders and things that I make, because it's simple and easy to make them. If you go into the shops, they're about 20 odd pounds each, which is a ridiculous amount of money. Whereas, you know, a bit of scrap fabric and a few hours of your time, you can make some great bolsters. So that's another project that I've made. You know, I was telling you about the department store that I go into. Well, the department store, the last week in January, or this coming week, so we're almost the last week in January, they do a what they call a Blue Cross sale. And the Blue Cross sale is an extra 20% off of the sale items. So if the sale items are half price, you get an extra 20% off. So it makes it 70% off the full price. Now, I don't buy wool for the rest of the year. I know I've shown you quite a lot of wool that I bought, but I've only shown you because it is so cheap when you've got your 70% off. So I'm going to show you a couple of ones that I bought. I bought this, and I've been eyeing myself at it. It's light. It's a blue. Bring it closer so you can see the shades of blue in there, hopefully, because it's slightly variegated, and it is. It's 47% cotton. Which will make a lovely sort of spring summery jumper top, and it was in the sale, it was £3.37. So I'd turn around and go, oh, I don't know, but Blue Cross, you got an extra 20% off. So this was a lovely wool, so I ended up getting enough of that to do a jumper. And then this one is a rainbow coloured one, which I think is really rather nice. And this was £2.49 with an extra 20% off. So again, that made it less than £2 for a ball of wool. And these are 100-gram balls. So I bought some of that, again, to do something, not quite sure what. So that was my little haul there, because I don't need to buy wool. If you think most of that wool would have been £4, £5, £6 a ball, £6.50 a ball for that little 50-gram one, and then it was taken down to £1 and £2 a ball. It makes so much sense to buy it, and then I've got it stocked up for the year. It gives me something to do, and that's again the things of keeping yourself warm and busy in the winter months. I can't get out into my garden and do a lot of gardening in the winter. It's too wet, it's too boggy, and it's too cold for me. I can go out there for 10-20 minutes or something, but I don't enjoy going out in wellies and thick coats and things doing gardening. In the summer, I'm out there all the time. If I'm not mowing the lawn, I'm doing the edges, I'm putting plants and things in, I'm changing around plants, I'm doing my greenhouse, I'm getting my tomatoes going. So lots and lots of things that I do when the weather's nice, but in the winter I don't. So I like to do something. I sit in the evening and I watch the television like a lot of people do. Occasionally I'll sit and read a book, but I like to do my crochet while I'm sitting down. It keeps my hands active, keeps my hands busy, and I enjoy doing that. So, what else? Have I just covered about everything? I think I probably have, actually. My dog is now asleep by the side of me. That's why I said she is good. So I hope you enjoyed that today. Hope you'll look forward to a craft on Wednesday and a Foodie Friday. I'm going to be doing the Foodie Fridays every Friday because they've become very popular. It's funny though, the most popular videos that are getting the most amount of views are my haul videos. So my the one I did last week for Aldi and Home Bargains has got twice as many views as any of my other videos. So Who knows why? I always think it's quite interesting when you just go and do a little bit of shopping and people are interested in seeing the shopping. I did get one lady who asked for me to do conversions and things. I'm not very good at doing all of the conversions, and also, as I was turning around and saying, yes, I have a good following in America, but I have a following in Canada, I have a following in Australia, I have a following across Europe. So if I was to change things through from kilograms to pounds to whatever it is, wherever it is, in whatever country, it would take me forever. And I always think if somebody's really interested in that, they can Google it themselves and they can just do a quick conversion, which is what I do if I watch something and I go, oh, I wonder what that is. So for example, I'm old school, which means that I do most things in what we call imperial. So I'm feet and inches. I can't do centimetres and metres. They don't make sense to me. Woolen things come in kilograms, so I'm used to doing that now, so I know how many kilograms or how many grams, sorry, it is to a ball of wool. You get a 50-gram ball or you get a 100-gram ball. So I'm used to doing that. And because I don't follow a pattern, it doesn't make any difference because I'm just getting the amount of wool that I need to make a garment. With food and things, I do most of my things in pounds and ounces. So, you know, a tablespoon is 1 ounce, and I don't do things in grams. However, when I'm doing my food haul for vegetables and things, all of the vegetables come in kilograms. So, you know, 1 kilogram of vegetables is 2.2 pounds in the UK. But I'm not sure what it is like, what the conversion is, whether it's the same conversion for wherever you are. So if I just do what it says on the packet, you'll have to excuse me and you'll have to do your own sort of calculation and working out from there. But I hope you enjoy this. As I say, I am so appreciative of all of you and all of your comments, and making it like a community is really important. So as always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.